Hello there guys, Aaron Chalner here for Forever Football DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel, and welcome to this very special on location DRFC Daily Reports, bringing you the latest news and headlines from Doncaster Rovers Football Club. Now, as you can see, I'm at the Eco Power Stadium. Still feels weird calling it that, but I thought I'd do an on location daily reports today. Because we have a massive update today on the manager situation. Now, you've seen the previous daily reports today about the first round of interviews. Talks are expected to continue today, according to the Free Press, with two candidates. These candidates are expected to fit the head coach model rather than the manager model. So we've got two head coaches. We don't know who they are yet. They didn't mention whether one of them was Gary McSheffrey, the current caretaker manager, or not, so that should be interesting. I really wouldn't be surprised if it is Gary McSheffrey, but I don't know who the other guy is. Now, Paul Clement and Mick McCarthy are not in the running, despite the high betting odds, so the odds are wrong again. So Clement and McCarthy are out of the running. There was talk of Paul Simpson. There was talk of Paul Trollope. Now, I'm not going to lie, if it's Paul Trollope, I'm going to feel a little bit depressed. Now, it's nothing against Paul, nothing against him at all. I think he's a nice guy. Obviously tried his best, but he's only managed, 12 games as a manager in the Football League, that's it. Like, how does 11, 12 games in League 2, give anyone the right to manage in League 1? That's just my logic behind that one. Paul Simpson, I could kind of get a bit more, because Bristol City caretaker manager, managed the England under-20s, got into the World Cup, got into under-20 World Cup in 2017. He were working with some good players, Dean Henderson, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They were working with some decent players. So for me, if it is Paul Simpson, I wouldn't actually mind that appointment. I wouldn't mind that, to be fair. I think Paul could be a decent man for this club. We'll see what he does. But even though he hasn't managed in the EFL since as a main top manager, even though he hasn't managed in the Football League as a number one since Stockport County in 2010-11, I think Paul could do a good job. I think if he's given the right backing, I think he could do a good job. Now, with the news coming out that the two candidates set to be more head coaches, more than managers, looks like we are going to be also appointing the director of football role as well, the head of football operations role. No idea who that's going to be. The rumours and the spottings of Steve McLaren have died down, with there being no games at the moment. So, is it still Steve McLaren? Is it someone else? We don't know. It's a bit of a blur at the moment. I think the club have finally accepted the fact that we're going to change the football structure. I think they finally accepted the football structure was not working at all. I think they finally come to the realisation that having a manager and having, people that don't really know a lot about football make football decisions, I think that they've come to the realisation that, that's not the way to go. So, director of football, new head coach, that seems to be the role we're going down. I think that's the direction we're going to go down. So, I think that's probably the best, for me it's the best way to go. I think that's probably the best way to go. But, for me, I would like to see, if it was down to Paul Simpson and Paul Trollope, it was between those two, all day I'd go for Paul Simpson. Better option for me. If it was down to those two Pauls, it would be Paul Simpson for me. But they have said for a while that it's people that have not really been in the bookies. Paul Simpson has been in the bookies there or thereabouts. He was further down the pecking order, which is something what else the Free Press said earlier on in the process. But for me, it's just, I don't know. Something about it tells me it's going to be Gary McSheffrey or someone who's not been in the bookies at all, and it's going to be a complete and utter surprise to every one of the fans. So I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, I think big changes are coming. Like I said, new director of football, hopefully, new head coach. The Free Press did say today that he should be in place for the Sunderland match on Monday, so I'm looking forward to the match. I've got the whole weekend off work, and then they know I've got the Monday off as well, because I'll give them all the days of the match days that I want off. So I should be off for the Monday as well. So I'll be here early in the morning. Not too sure what time I'll get there, to be honest. I think probably 9:30 in the morning. That early, just to see all the Sky Sports stuff around the stadium and just feel that atmosphere again. Obviously, we don't know what's happening with restrictions yet. We don't know what's being announced. We don't know what's going on. So that's a bit of a mystery. But yeah, it's an interesting one. For me, it's an interesting one. In terms of players coming back for the Sunderland game, I think some of them should be finished in their isolation. Only a few of them are still sort of isolating, but they've deemed the fixture to be able to go ahead from the sounds of it, which is great for the football fans, especially for those that rely on football for their mental health, well-being. So, it's great for that department. In terms of the capacity and how many are going to be there, that's another story. But overall, I'd say it's pretty interesting. So there we go. So that's the Slow Daily Reports. Like I said, should be interested to see what's going to happen with the manager, or should I say head coach. I can't remember the last time we actually appointed a head coach. I think it's just all been managers pretty much for at least the last few decades. So first head coach in a long time at least, or probably one of the first head coaches in the club's history. So let's see what direction it takes us. Let's see where we go. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the change that we need to get back to where we need to be. Survive in League One this season, and then push up from there, really. So there we are. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm Aaron Chandler from Forever Football DRFC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, full time. Rovers till I die. Thank you very much. That's the Eco Power Stadium. Catch you in a bit.